They say money isn't everything, but in the real world, money touches everything. It determines where you live, what you eat, how you're treated, and how much time you have to chase your purpose. Money gives you options, and options give you freedom. Without it, your choices shrink. Your voice gets smaller. You may have dreams, but without resources, those dreams starve. This isn't about greed, it's about survival. Because when you're broke, you're limited. And when you're limited, you're controlled. The crow understands this, that survival requires strategy, that in this world you can't just fly with motivation, you must fly with resources. The crow doesn't chase shiny things to show off. It gathers them to build its nest, to protect its future. That's what this is about. The way of the crow. Power through preparation, freedom through resources. Money doesn't buy character, but it reveals it. It doesn't buy happiness, but it creates the space for peace. It doesn't guarantee love, but it removes desperation. Money is a multiplier. If you're disciplined, it gives you power. If you're careless, it destroys you. When you don't have money, every decision is emotional. You take jobs you hate, you tolerate disrespect. You move from survival, not strategy. But when you have resources, you can choose your battles. You can plan, you can build. That's why the crow learns to gather. It knows that winter always comes, and only the ones who stored food will survive the cold. Stop believing that money is evil. It's not evil. It's energy. It flows to those who respect it, understand it, and use it with purpose. Resources are more than just money. Time, knowledge, skills, energy, relationships. These are currencies too. Most people waste them without realizing they're throwing away power. They trade time for comfort. They trade energy for pleasure. They trade potential for procrastination. The crow doesn't do that. It uses everything. Every second, every tool, every bit of wisdom. Because it knows that power doesn't come from what you have. It comes from how you use what you have. If all you have is 1 hour a day, use it. If all you have is a phone, use it. If all you have is your mind, sharpen it. Every resource you control becomes a brick in your foundation. The weak wait for more. The strong use what they've got. You don't chase money. You attract it by becoming valuable. Money always follows value. When you make people's lives better, easier, or more interesting, they pay you. When you solve problems, you earn rewards. That's the truth most people ignore. They spend hours scrolling, complaining about being broke, instead of becoming useful. If you learn a skill, you control your income. If you master consistency, you control your destiny. Every hour you spend improving yourself increases your value in the market. The crow doesn't wait for the world to feed it. It learns to find opportunity in the smallest places. That's how you must move. Silent, strategic, relentless. Money isn't the goal. Becoming valuable is. Because once you become valuable, money has no choice but to find you. Let's be honest. Money exposes mindset. The poor see money as something to spend. The rich see it as something to multiply. The poor buy clothes to impress people. The rich buy assets to secure freedom. The poor think about days. The rich think about decades. The difference isn't the amount of money, it's the level of understanding. The crow doesn't rush for instant pleasure. It saves, plans, and builds its nest carefully. It's not lazy, and it's not loud. It's focused. And in a world full of noise, focus is rare. If you want to rise, you must think long-term. Stop living paycheck to paycheck. Start building systems, savings, investments, skills, side hustles. Your goal isn't to work for money. Your goal is to make money work for you. Every dollar you waste is a soldier you lose. Every dollar you invest is a soldier that fights for your freedom. They say money can't buy happiness, but have you ever seen happiness in hunger? Have you ever felt joy when you're drowning in debt? Money doesn't buy happiness, but it buys freedom. And freedom gives you the space to find happiness. The freedom to wake up and build your purpose. The freedom to say no to disrespect. The freedom to choose who and what deserves your time. That's what the crow understands. The power of independence. When you control your resources, you control your peace. When you depend on others for everything, you live in fear. Money isn't about greed, it's about control. over your time, your energy, and your destiny. Without it, you are at the mercy of everyone else. So stop feeling guilty for wanting to be successful. Stop apologizing for wanting more. You're not greedy, you're responsible. You're protecting your future, your family, your legacy. That's what real freedom looks like. Start small, but start with purpose. Every dollar you earn has a job. Give it one. Send it to work. Let it bring back more. Invest in your skills. Learn. Read, build. Spend less on showing off and more on growing up. Don't flex your money. Position it. The crow doesn't collect without reason. It gathers because it knows storms are coming. In life, the storm can be anything: a layoff, a medical bill, a bad season. But those who prepared will survive. Those who didn't will complain. Save, invest. Create multiple streams of income. Start a business. Buy assets. Build something that earns while you sleep. Because the goal isn't to work forever. It's to build a system that works for you. The crow doesn't chase. It attracts through patience and intelligence. Move the same way. Build quietly. Grow steadily. By the time they notice, it'll be too late for them to catch up. Money is a mirror. It shows who you really are. If you are humble, it amplifies your humility. If you are greedy, it exposes your greed. If you are disciplined, it expands your empire. That's why wealth requires character. Because once you have it, it's not just about you anymore. It's about what you do with it. The crow doesn't build its nest alone. It builds it to protect its family, to create legacy. That's how you must think. Wealth without purpose is emptiness. But wealth with direction changes lives. When you reach a higher level, your mission changes. You no longer ask, how can I make more? You ask, how can I help more? And that's when you realize true wealth isn't just financial. It's spiritual, emotional, intellectual, and generational. Money and resources don't define you. They reveal your discipline. The crow's power doesn't come from its wings. It comes from its mind, from awareness, patience, and intelligence. If you learn to manage your money, respect your time, and multiply your resources, you'll rise above 90% of people. Not because you were lucky, but because you were strategic. Never forget, money buys comfort, resources build freedom, discipline creates wealth. And the greatest form of wealth is becoming someone money can't control. This is the way of the crow. Stay disciplined, stay focused, stay free, like, share, and subscribe. Because discipline, intelligence, and consistency will always win.